This week on Tim's Vault, we're taking it back to 1998 when nu metal ruled the world to show off my awesome RG7621. Now, this one doesn't have a wild story about how I got it or, wild history behind it, but what's cool about it is that this guitar, in my opinion, kind of changed the trajectory of heavy music. To understand where this guitar came into play, you have to go back a couple years earlier to 1990. Ibanez and Steve Vai created one of the coolest guitars, in my opinion, the Universe. Now, the Universe was the first production 7-string guitar to come out, especially electric guitar. This sparked an entire generation of expansion when it came to guitar players. Early adopters of 7-string guitars included guys like Head and Monkey from Korn, Frederick and Martin from Meshuggah, Trey from Morbid Angel, and you also had guys like Reb Beach and John Petrucci playing these guitars. Each one of those guitarists were absolutely revolutionary in their own right. Most of them creating new genres or even taking their genre and pushing it way farther than it ever has been before. Ibanez really caught on to that movement, and what they wanted to do was create a path for these guitars, but also allow the Universe to sell as well. Because in the 90s, those guitars were selling like hotcakes. Between the Gem and the Universe, it's one of the most sold signature guitars of all time. And then you get to 1998, and Ibanez decides to create a base model called the 7620 and 7621, which is where these come into play. Now, the 0 designation on the 7620s tells you that it has a floating trim. A 1 designation on the 7621s gives you a fixed bridge. Now, this kind of works on models today, but for the most part, they just use FX at the end, like it's a 752 or the 752 FX, which means fixed bridge. For most of you that were around in the 90s, you guys know that everyone was playing 7 strings, whether it be a nu metal band, a death metal band, a hardcore band. Everybody was using them. But these guitars were kind of your cream of the crop when it came to 7 strings. Other brands were making them, but I don't think they were as good as these. Those brands didn't really hit the 7-string game and make really nice 7 strings until years later. And realistically, these guitars, up until even present day, still go crazy on the used market. Now, I do own a 7620, but today's all about this bad boy. My mint condition RG7621 in white. This is by far the cleanest version of any 7620 that I've ever seen. And the fact that it's in white, obviously I love white guitars, makes me so much happier to have this exact one. I scooped it off Reverb a couple years back with the help of none other than our guitarist, Will Putney. At the time, I wasn't working. I popped it in the group chat and I was just like, man, I wish I could fucking grab this. And Will straight out was just like, I will 100% send you the money, just pay me back later. He's like, you need that guitar. He straight up was just like, yo, pay me back whenever, just make it happen. And obviously I was like, okay, and I bought it. I'll always be grateful for friends like that. Between Will, Pat, Rick from 100 Demons, we all trade guitars back and forth, and it's really cool to, be able to help friends out like that and occasionally get helped out. Obviously, I'll always be grateful for that, and I'll never be able to get rid of this because of how I acquired it. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Spec-wise, these guitars are very, very straightforward. As far as the bodywood goes, it's a basswood body, which Ibanez has been using as their baseline for years. The fact that this one is white also is pretty cool because these don't come up that often. They're very rare, and usually you get black or galaxy black or so on and so forth, but white is super hard to come by. From 98 to 99, they used a 1-piece construction instead of a 3-piece like they did from 2000 to 2003. You can even find these 1-piece necks on some 7420s and 7421s that they released in 2000 because they were leftover necks. A lot of people get those confused, but you can always tell by the little triangle tabs for the DiMarzio pickups instead of the rounded tabs for the OEM pickups. These also came with a rosewood board. Now, I do like these rosewood boards a lot. They sound fantastic, but they're also darker than the newer ones. A lot of new rosewood boards are a little bit light, but these darker boards just look so much nicer. Also, the quality of the wood back then, the quality of the rosewood, in my opinion, was just so much better. The necks on these guitars were also very thin. The Wizard 7 is absolutely fantastic. Very similar to the Universe necks, which in my opinion is the best 7-string neck of all time. As far as pickups go in this, a lot of people say that these DiMarzio new 7s that came stock in these guitars sound like a Blaze Custom or a Blaze 2 or whatever it may be. But apparently, sonically, they sound a lot closer to a Super Distortion, especially for the bridge pickup. Either way, they sound pretty good. It's not really what I'm used to and not really what I like. I'm more of a Seymour Duncan guy, as most of you know, but they do sound really good for just stock pickups. Now, even though they're not my cup of tea, I'm not going to be changing them because I want to preserve this guitar as it was when it came off the showroom in 1998. For knob configuration, you have your standard volume, tone, and your 5-way blade, which, again, I'm not a 5-way guy. I don't care about a tone knob, but I'm going to keep it this way because just to preserve it. Like I said, these guitars were so straightforward. They were just absolute workhorses. And that's one of the reasons why you can't find these in mint condition anymore, is because so many people were out gigging them and playing them and beating them up that anytime you find one on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or Reverb or whatever it may be, they're gonna be beat to shit. But that's also kind of a testament to how well these guitars were made, because they're still around. You can still find them for a decent price. I know a lot of people are trying to price gouge, which is crazy, but you know, buying these guitars and using them, there's still people gigging them 30 years later. Back then, you weren't buying one of these as a collector's piece. You weren't buying it to just hang up on the wall. You were buying it to beat the shit out of on stage, which is awesome. Overall, these guitars are amazing. There are a ton out there. Unfortunately, there's some people that are trying to price gouge and so on and so forth and sell these for like $2,000. I bought this for 900 bucks. Now, obviously post-COVID, the guitar resale game has gone through the roof, but don't let somebody try and sell you one of these for $2,000, unless it's like, you know, a collector's piece and somebody crazy owned it, like, you know, Head or Monkey from Korn and in the 90s, whatever it may be. Don't overpay for these. These things are sick. And even if you can't find one of these, you can still find an RG752 used for like $1,000, which those are newer. They're going to be less beat up, and they still play absolutely amazing. Now, the 752, which was basically an updated version of this, was released in 2013, and they still have those models to this day. You can find absolutely banging deals on Facebook Marketplace and Reverb, so just don't do it. I absolutely love this guitar, and it'll be with me forever. So again, shout out to Will for helping me get it, and I'm stoked on it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.